Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city, and we have a full show for you, 1 full hour tonight. And we left a little early last week to go see Frozen, put on by Summer Scene up at Somerset, and the kids and staff did a just remarkable job. And just 3 weeks is all the time they had to rehearse for this 1 hour performance, and they did a great job. So kudos to the Summer Scene program and the staff, volunteers, all those who make it happen. And this, it started off with, decent-sized group 15, 19 years ago, but it was really, the program has really grown, and many of those students go off later on to participate in theater or music in the schools systems here, and then off to college maybe, or a community theater, and some make it to the pros, and so wonderful program. This is a very important day. Let's go over it. It's Christmas in July, and we're going to stream in and zoom in North Leominster on the lowest part of the right-hand side, one stone's throw away from Lunenburg. It's time for the Out Report.
Gee, we are close to Lunenburg. I often forget that. But, that heat wave we had, and then, I'm sorry, let me I'm backwards here. All the rain we had, and then we had a nice weather and a heat wave, and we have a record amount of figs this year.
Really?
We're looking at between, you ain't going to believe this, and we did a quick count, 90 and 100 figs.
Wow.
And in a matter of 2.5 to 3 weeks, they've gone from the size of a pencil eraser to now a marble.
They love the heat.
Yes. And I think and the same holds true. We have 2 potted cherry tomato plants. They're loaded with them, and they're the yellow ones, the sweet ones.
Mm. The best kinds of friends to have. One, a friend with a dumpster, and the second one is a friend that's got a fig tree.
Isn't that true? We were sitting out on the deck earlier, and I said to Rita, "What do you think?" She says, we got about 90 to 100. I said, wait till Dean hears that one. She smiled and said, tell them, make sure you tell them, as soon as they're ripe, we'll send them a bag.
All right. I love it. Oh, I could just keep eating those things. You got to go easy on them now.
Oh, yeah, you got to take it easy. Just a little, though, not much.
Moderation.
You know what I noticed, too? I'm having a lot of problems with, I got one hedge that was almost 40 years in the ground over here. Mm-hmm. I had to cut it out today. It's dead.
Yeah.
It started from the inside and worked its way out. Everything turned. And then I said, well, I'll cut it back and see what happens next year. But I went to cut it back, and the more I got down towards the base of it, it was rotten.
The evergreen trees, you got to watch those. I see a lot of them out there, and they disease from the bottom up. And you can
That's
catch
exactly
them,
what happened to this.
And you can catch them before they get too tall, but you've got to treat them. I forget what the remedy is, but you mix it up with water and sort of pour it into the root system. But if you don't, it's gonna. Yeah, I've seen some beautiful blue spruce.
Yep.
Gorgeous trees, and they're getting diseased. And I don't know if people don't know about it or how to treat it, or they just think it's the lower sections. But it starts on the bottom and moves its way up.
This is a first for me. And it's too bad because I had that one, and it was, goodness, it had to be 4 feet across, thick as it can be. and it was on an angle, and I made it flat like a saucer on the top and
Right.
round at the bottom.
Yeah.
And next to that, real tall ones, and then a berry bush, and they really accented each other. But oh well, that's what keeps the. We'll go up to the greenhouse by the high school, and we're up there. Boy, they got a wonderful place.
It's
up there.
amazing. He's got tons of stuff up there, and then
Yeah, we bought a couple flowering bushes
you know,
about a month ago. Put them in the ground, and we'll see what happens.
I guess it's the end of July, but the Rosa Sharon are coming out. They're beautiful this year. Beautiful.
We've got them. Rita today said, "Look! They're all starting to bloom. I've
They
got
pop
about
out.
8 bushes."
I said it the other day, and somebody said, "Yeah, but it's the end of July," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It's almost."
Yeah, in fact, she mixed a pink with a white, and they're side by side, and it looks like one bush. It's going to be beautiful.
Well, you know what August is?
Yes, the dog days.
The beginning of fall in Canada, right?
There you go.
No, somewhere around the middle of the month, I think, is pretty much
Plus,
fall
we
for
got
them.
these big bushes that have flowers the size of a catcher's mitt. And a couple of years ago, my neighbor calls up and says, "Hey, look out your window." Looked out the window, and there's a woman with a big bag, shopping bag, and a pair of scissors. She's cutting my flowers.
Really?
And there's a car, her door's open, passenger side, her husband or her boyfriend, whatever. He's behind the wheel, and then she's cutting away.
Wow.
So I go outside. She spots me coming. She jumps in the car, and they take off.
Wow.
Had they asked, I would have given them some.
Yeah.
But, you know,
That's
well, I
funny.
had four bushes I put in side by side to make a hedge. And the day after I put them in, I got up that morning and looked out, and there were 3.
Nice.
They
Crazy.
actually dug it up because it was a fresh plant, and are doing their house somewhere. I hope they enjoy it.
Real nice of them, huh?
Yeah.
You sure you don't have a sign up that says
Free picking?
plants for sale
yet.
for free?
Not yet. Other than that, I think I come. Oh, I see that there was a for sale sign across the street from the ice cream stand. That is now gone, and there's a backhoe up there, and they're cutting a road in.
Wow. That's
Looks like
Lunenburg.
we're going to have some more houses.
That's Lunenburg.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Right.
Right across the street from the ice cream stand.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful big doe ran through there
Oh, I've
2
seen
weeks
some
ago.
beautiful
Heading,
deer lately.
coming from the ice cream stand area and heading back into the bushes up there.
Seen a ton of deer down in Day
I
Street.
mean, dark
Tons.
skin. It was
Yeah.
big. I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
seen one so big.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful animal. And that's about it, Dean.
Well, thanks for the full report. I'm going to try. Tomorrow's another busy day. Going to try to get down to the car show tomorrow night. I'm going to try. I keep saying it every Friday night. I'm like, going to try to get down there. Try.
They've had some pretty good shows, and then
Got hot.
the weather. Some of the guys' cars they naturally run hot.
Yeah.
So they kind of don't want to keep them there, and if there's a threat of rain, forget that. I mean,
I'll bet you in the 60s and 70s more than half the cars that were on the road would overheat if they tried to get to Hampton.
Oh, that's funny you said that. That happened to me coming home, but my brakes froze. The brakes overheated.
Really?
Yep, on 495. I'll never forget it. I'm going, all of a sudden, I got the gas pedal down, and the car's going, slower and slower. And so I pulled over. I said, what? Then I looked down, and the rims were smoking.
Oh, yeah.
I let it sit and cool off and started it, and then off we went. And I never had that problem again.
Wow.
Never figured out what happened.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yep. But, and you know what, too? What I find real interesting is back in the day, the cars, like I had a 53 Ford with 3 on the floor,
Right.
289, 2 4-barrels. It was a nice car. But nothing like what you see today at the cruise night on Friday nights at Kimball.
Oh, no.
Everything looks like it's showroom new.
Right.
Everybody's got deep pockets, I guess.
Well, it's
from the engines to just absolutely
Oh, yeah.
beautiful stuff.
That's dedication.
Yeah, it is. Oh, there's no question about it. I have a friend, and he has 4 a street rod, an old truck, et cetera, et cetera. Takes him 4 hours just to do his rims.
Yeah, I just get in the car, and good thing it's got oil.
Well, I remember, I'll never forget the day. I think it was getting ready, it was in late fall, and you had a sleigh, I think, or something, a wagon out in front of your store. Mm-hmm. And I pulled up in my truck, and we were talking, and I had the truck.
I said I could never own that.
Take a look. I opened the door, and you said, I could never do that.
I could never do that, ever.
Because it's still showroom new. It's 22 years old.
I could never own anything like that. Never.
It's in your blood, you know?
I know. Well, it's time. I don't have the time.
I know, exactly.
I'm a plug-and-play guy.
Are you kidding me?
I'm a plug-and-play. I got to plug it in, and it better work, because I don't have time. I don't have time to troubleshoot it.
I hear you. Okay, buddy.
All right. Good to talk to you.
Same here.
Good show tonight. Stay tuned. We'll be updating everyone on all the projects going around the city. We've got photos of the week. And We Love You Too Foundation. Be right back. Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started. My name is Dean Mazzarola, Mayor of the City of Leominster, and my neighborhood. How lucky we are to be here today. And I don't know whether the bells have gone off already or not. They have. So that means it's official. J-Lo, you want to just hang on to us? Thank you. So we'll begin our ceremony with our national anthem. I thought somebody found one. We'll ask our veterans to come forward. Active, retired, reserve, guards, come to the flagpole to put up the United States flag as we start our ceremony here. Veterans, please come forward. Where are you? There you go, guys. Come on up to the flagpole. We'll bring the clips down. Bob? While we're getting going, I'd like to thank the members of the Leominster Police Department for making sure we're safe here today. Gets a little busy on this street. Thank you. And patrolling and keeping all of our parks safe all of the time. And now, the Star Spangled Banner. Alan, do you want to take a stab at it? The national anthem? That would be much better than listening to somebody on YouTube. Come on, Alan. I didn't realize you were here. Are you kidding me? Alan just retired from the post office. Very few people know that. He was active military and a captain. So, Captain, if you would bless us, please. Take a stab at it? I know you do. So, listen. Hey, can we listen to Alan just for a couple? Alan from the post office retired, but I was telling the story, we're dedicating this new park, and we didn't have anybody sing the Star Spangled Banner at the time, and we looked over, and there's Alan. And so this is like, I mean, you really shouldn't do it, right, to ask somebody to sing, especially the Star Spangled Banner. Can we listen a little bit?
Early light, what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
Great video. Who did that video? That was great. Was that Keith or who did it? Brandon? Who did it? Who did it? Bradley did. I'm sorry. What did I say, Brandon? Anyway, great job. And Alan was just standing there. It was just part of the dedication. And we saw him and said, Alan, want to take a stab at this? And he didn't plan on any of this. I just want to let people know. But I thought you might like to see that if you didn't already see this. Anyway, we're back. And we have a great group of guests tonight. We Love You Foundation is here. And Ricky Rosario is no stranger to the show. He's been here a number of times. Michael Miller, Brenda Garcia, and Jessica Carter.
Yeah, well, Michael Miller came.
What happened? What happened?
We switched out.
I told him.
No worries.
They didn't change it. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Anyway, the mission for We Love You Foundation is for a happier and healthier society. The International We Love You Foundation promotes unity and friendship among all people of the global village, which we all live in, right?
Right.
Beyond nationality, race, religion, and socioeconomic status, through impactful environmental and social welfare initiatives carried out with the heart of a mother.
Yeah.
And let's explain that part, the heart of a mother, because that was explained to me a couple of times, and the second time it really sort of penetrated. And we heard the founder talk about, because it's really her that gave that piece of it. So who wants to take a stab at that? I know I'm looking at you, but I think you're the one that explained it to me. So.
Sure.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Sure. Basically, when you think of moms, they kind of just give selflessly. And our chairwoman, Zangil Jha, when she started this as a grassroots organization in 2001, herself being a mom, just started to help the residents locally and to bring back her community through some resilient, small effort activities. And now the We Love You Foundation is over 60 countries, almost 250,000 volunteers.
Huge.
It's huge. You wouldn't think that because we just kind of come in and,
Do your thing.
do our thing.
Well, I
and
wouldn't
come
just
back.
say you just come in. You come in with like 100 people.
Right. Well, we try to do our best, especially when we have large projects like this past weekend where we were on Lancaster Street.
Did you guys know you made the news, Channel 25?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I heard.
Yeah,
I heard it. They
I
do a
didn't see
simulcast. I never get to
Okay.
watch TV, but they do a simulcast in the morning on a couple of radio stations, and they were talking about it. Two of the newscasters
Yeah.
were talking about
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Did you see yourself in the actual footage? You made the footage.
No, I didn't see it. I haven't had a chance to see anything.
Yeah, during the photo
This-
part, it came out.
These slow parts of the year, it's supposed to be slow, and it's not at all. But there is something special about We Love You Foundation, and I haven't been able to quite pinpoint it. So I tried to describe it, said, it's like all these people know each other, but they don't. And it's like they're all happy. They're always smiling, happy. So there is something about the group that makes it extra special, and I haven't pinpointed it yet. I'm not sure. Is there something implanted in your wrist or something? But everybody's from a different walk of life. Everybody's got neat occupations and what they do, different upbringings,
I think
different
it's the
ethnic
unity.
descent.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think it's the unity of mind because everybody's kind of inspired by the same feeling that, and we all learned the example from, seeing a lot of the things that the chairwoman has done. So that kind of, the work that she was doing really inspired a lot of the members to naturally, with their heart, want to come out. And you just have a bunch of like-minded people coming for the same goal without an agenda, without any kind of...
this
it's
isn't
just
about
pure,
me. This is just about jumping in
Right.
and everybody's happy and helping each other. It's teamwork.
Right.
It's all the right ingredients.
Yeah.
And to make something really... I don't know that they could have planned it any better. Maybe they thought this is what we would like for this group, the We Love You Foundation. This is what we'd like from our members. But to actually have it happen,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool, right? I mean, it's so I would assume that even like I know that you will host an event, but not everybody shows up at every single event. So it might be that somebody's showing up for the first time to this group, but within seconds they all kind of mingle in and mesh.
Yeah.
Like they all like. Are you guys best friends? No, I just met them today, right? Is that part of the culture of?
Thankfully, a lot of the volunteers we do a lot of work together on several events. So most of the time we know each other pretty well. But it is unique in the fact that yes, if someone can't make it one time,
Right.
you know, whenever they're free, they can
Just
come
drop
and
in and
just
pick up
help
where you
out.
left off.
Yeah, because they're
Which is kinda
members,
cool.
you know. So
978-537-7760 is the number to call. They're always looking for new members. You will not be disappointed. As I said, if you're one of those people that feel, well, I can't really go unless I know somebody, that's the last thing you should be worried about. Because you'll get there and think, I know these people, I just can't remember where I met them.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
And is the sort of the mission as you read through this, beyond nationality, race, religion, and socioeconomic status, is this really sort of like what our country's supposed to really be about?
It is.
Putting those things aside?
It is, and not only our country, but in reality, we're a
In the
global
world.
village. Yeah. So that's why, you know, the We Love You Foundation, we're taking very, very strong steps towards fulfilling the UN's SDGs, which are Sustainable Development Goals. And so when you take a look at all of the actions that the We Love You Foundation has been already doing since 2001, they align with what the UN is already trying to make the whole world do.
Right.
So it's very exciting for us to be a part of it and to inspire other people to join.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Always go back to the kids, right? You say you have a bad day when you're mayor or elected official or whatever. It's like, yeah, just take a walk to the school and, you know, the kids, right? The kids all see, when they start, the younger they are, the better they get along. It just gets complex later on.
Right.
So what is it that made it so complex that in the schoolyard or the playground, we all just get along fine, and then as life gets more complicated? I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but I guess we got to go back to, you know, Kids 101 and see what it is, because they don't care. They're just, and it's, isn't it how interesting it is to watch kids like at the doctor's office while you're waiting in one of those larger doctor's offices or some setting, and they just gravitate to each other and just start playing. And sometimes they don't even speak the same language.
Right.
And yet parents are sitting there apprehensive, doing their whole reading the Facebook, not looking up. They don't want to engage with anybody. It's just sort of interesting. But this gets beyond all those barriers as adults, right? And young people.
Just trying to instill love amongst each other.
Sure.
And I think also too, moms also have that kind of characteristic when they have children. They don't really necessarily know, you know, who that individual will be or what they will become, but they love them unconditionally anyway. Even though I'm not a mom, but I can conceive that kind of love. And if we have that kind of love and give that to everyone, when we meet someone the first time, no matter what, you know, just loving that person and thinking of them in a good light. Kind of breaks down a lot of those barriers and biases that we may have.
So just to talk a little bit about the project, at the end of Lancaster Street, and I was sort of explaining before Lowe's and all that retail was up there, and they decided to put in the 190, Interstate 190. When they were trying to line up the roads, you couldn't do that from a higher elevation. I mean, from a lower elevation. So what they did is decided to create a whole new stretch of land. And so old Lancaster Street, which is down where the Babe Ruth field is, was actually the road to get to Lancaster. But they abandoned that. And when they did, it obviously became like an attractive nuisance where everybody went down there and dumped things. And there was probably illegal things going on. And just, so we just started to block it off further and further and further as we got complaints. To the point where everything was blocked off, and if you wanted to go down and launch a canoe or just take a walk through the trail, you couldn't get down there. And then We Love You Foundation showed up, and it was like a machine. See, 80 people with hand tools just cutting through, right?
We did our best.
No, you did a great job, and we had the trail stewards there, the Leominster Trail stewards were there, and Judy Sumner, and just
were great, by the
cut
way.
through it, and it was like 180 degrees down there. Probably could have melted the brush, but it cleaned out that path, and it just brought back my memories of what that used to look like. I showed you the yellow line in the road, the double yellow line.
it's
I'm like,
still there,
this used to be a road. We used to drive through here.
Wow.
Not sure what paint they used because that road hasn't been there in a long time. They haven't restriped it. But that was a good project.
Yeah, we were definitely excited when when you told us about that area. We said, wow, even though it's a lot, we can do it.
Yeah.
You know,
You
so
did.
right away, we're like, if we need 100 volunteers or 120, we're gonna conquer it. You know, because we just want to show a difference. Even though it's been abandoned, like it can come back. It's possible. So in order
Well,
for that to
now
happen-
people can actually use it, and that's why I'm sort of,
Definitely.
the other half of the reason is you can actually get down there, and it's a neat little canoe launch to get through that area that wasn't there in the past. So thank you for that. But you've done other projects here in the city California field. You did all that bark mulch, and it was another day that was like the hottest day of the year.
Yeah.
Seems to be that way. And then another project you did, it was raining, right? The first time I met him, it was like the jungle. I walked through there, and they're all smiling, laughing. It's just torrential. It was hot and humid, right? It was like
I think
the
I had the
tropics.
most fun because I got to, throw some branches into the little, what is it?
The chipper.
Oh, the chipper.
That was my first introduction to a chipper, so that was pretty.
But that was a trail, that was cutting trails in with the Leominster Trail Stewards that were going behind, going into areas behind Barrett Pond that people have never stepped on. To see the waterfalls and all of that, people had never seen it prior to that. So built some bridges that day to connect the trails, and that was just a great thing. But why don't we give some information in case, and I know that's part of why you're here is to talk a little bit about the foundation, but if somebody out there might be interested, maybe their organization or a church would like to have you come and speak to them, about what it is that you do, and maybe partnerships. So maybe somebody just wants to join. How about let's share some information.
Yeah, and then a big thing, if anyone wants to join, like in the near future too, or get involved with something really great in the near future, we have this coming Sunday is the 23rd New Life Family Walkathon. So this is a relay of walkathons that already happened in Peru, South Korea, Philippines, and also Brazil, and now in the U.S. So it's going to be a huge walkathon. About 3,000 members we're expecting to come.
That's a lot.
It's going to be great.
I know
it's
what
going to be
2,000
1,000 more
looks
than
like. I know what 2,000 looks like.
Yeah.
I was already through the walk, and I was looking back across the mall in DC, and they were still coming. I'm like, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. So this one is the effort is for Mozambique, the country of Mozambique. As you know, the country has been devastated by two cyclones that just devastated the country, and so all the proceeds from all the walkathons that have been going on in the other countries and now in the U.S. is all going to Mozambique to help them out. Yeah,
And you guys raise a lot of money too.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do well.
And the reason why we're so impactful is because also we have We Love You chapters in Africa that can deliver aid directly.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about like how to find resources.
Right. And
how
if
to
they're getting in the
them.
right hands,
Right.
so you have a
Right.
natural connection. And then last year you were working on the Haiti.
Haiti,
So
yeah.
you
Right,
get
Haiti.
lights, solar lights to kids in Haiti.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
delivered those, and they were so thankful. We
I
actually have a
bet.
video on our website on weloveyouusa.org where you can actually see us working with the company, and then the president of the East Coast Association actually flying over and delivering them personally to each and every one of those students. So now they have light when they couldn't have light before, to be able to do like their vocational studies and also to have jobs so that they can kind of raise the economics in that country. So it was very good to see, especially from back in America where you're
Right.
like, okay, do my steps count? Does my donation go anywhere?
Sure.
We have
Right.
videos to show, yes, we show impact, we do what we say we're going to do, and then we do deliver. So
Yeah, and I'm sure they have, with a big organization like this, you really have to make sure that you're delivering and somebody's making sure there's accountability because you don't want a bad, you don't want a bad show up on the news and they're talking about, the money went somewhere else. So and you have all the connections across the world.
right.
So what's the connection between the UN? I know that you were close in establishing some relationship or helping to support some initiatives.
Yeah. Now officially we're associated with the United
great.
Nations.
That's
which
amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
So we're part of the Department of Global Communication. That's how we work together with the UN. So through that, it's great. One, because people can feel more like, wow, the We Love You Foundation really is legitimate and it is true and sincere, and even the UN is backing it. And also at the same time, so many other opportunities open up because we're affiliated with the UN. So it's really great.
Oh, that's cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's 3,000. I'm thinking, I'm sorry
Yeah.
going to miss you this year.
It's in New Jersey. It's going to be right
I
next to the
know.
Statue of Liberty.
Tease me. Tease me.
You sure you don't want to come?
I'd love to.
Are you sure? It's going to be hot. I think it's going to be a little hotter than last
Is it
year.
really? Yeah, well, out there, last year was hot. I don't think.
In DC.
I was ready to go over to the Reagan Memorial and just start
Jump in.
sipping out of there. There were little kids waiting with their feet in there. I'm like, I'm not too proud for this.
We're going to have a lot of water this
There
year.
were kids selling water on the common. Well,
Yeah.
we had gotten plenty of water and everything. It's just by the time we walked from there over and started looking at the memorials, and we got to the Reagan Memorial, it was just, we were out of water and everything by then. There's just, it's a long walk into
Yeah.
it. And so there were kids like sitting aside. I said, I love it when kids do that. Little entrepreneurs selling water for $2 a bottle.
Who's going to dance for us this year?
Wow.
You put on the
Wow.
bonus performance for everybody. I'm going to watch the video and take
That is
pointers
true.
so I can try
building
to
up
dance.
suspense for next year or another event.
Yeah, maybe
978-537-7760 is the number to call here. And we'll get you all the information. You can call anytime. Do we have any video? What do we got tonight? Let's show some pictures of video, whatever you guys got back there. How's that, Ron? Put on my glasses and we'll see. Whenever you guys are ready back there, ladies, gentlemen, I'll take a sip of water. And we'll, because we do have, I think Kelly said she got some pictures today and everything, so.
And some videos.
Yeah, we'll cue them up as soon as they get them back there.
From
What?
the last week? Or the
I
cleanup,
think that's
right?
what it was. I haven't seen
Yeah.
them. I think Kelly was getting them
It was,
from.
there's a lot of garbage. Well, more like debris.
Right.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah, it's from the cleanup, and also there's like a promo video
For the walkathon
about the
as well.
walkathon.
Right. I saw that queued up over there. Anytime you're ready, and if you want to just give, oh, here we go. Is this pictures of the week? Okay, let's see what we got. There's our summer youth program working real hard. We got a good group of students this year, high school students, spreading mulch. They've been at Central Park. We've used them at where the shrubs spell out the name Leominster over there on Merriam Ave, and it's been hot, but you know what? They just punched through it. Legendary Leominster, finally. We've started the program, and there's Diego. Diego is a professional, probably one of the youngest professional soccer players in the United States. Plays for Revolution. It's kind of cool that you get to play for like your home state team. And so Diego was very young and had to, get through his schoolwork and everything so that he could play professional. And he's one of their starters and does very well. And so the whole legendary Leominster thing, we'll explain on another show, but how it all came about. But there's one of them, and there'll be more. Just so everybody knows, there'll be more. Isn't that kind of cool? Kind of like you're looking into, like you're looking into the front window somewhere.
Yeah.
See how it looks? And there's a great photo. Got to give credit to Bruce Coulter. Bruce shows up at a lot of our events, and I know he just got a new job, and I'm hoping he can continue to show up. We have a number of photographers that show up to all our events. We're really lucky because they share the photos with us, and we could never afford some of the photos they take because they're beautiful. But here's the day that, we did the opening, and they were talking about rain that afternoon, and I think he captures it something like just before the rain. And there's the new park with St. Cecilia's in the background and a beautiful sky, and then that afternoon it began to pour. And our new landscaping, we got a great team there, Larry and Sally. It is amazing what they do. If you've been through the downtown or any parts of the, some of the islands that we have that we take care of, they're just an incredible force. They were out there Saturday, Sunday, and there's Larry and Sally planting at City Hall. Which is, sometimes people, and I've done it myself, you buy plants, you plant them in there, and then all of a sudden, like 5 years later, they're just too big. They're just overgrown. Or you didn't get the right plants, and you all thought, well, they're just little, right? Well, then they all grew together, and then it just doesn't look good anymore. So, but look at the beautiful flowers out front. And you know what? A lot of this is, a good deal of this is through donations from businesses and residents of the city. And there's still time because fall's coming, and we'll need fall flowers. Is Sally hard at work? That's my photo. I caught her on Sunday. I caught her on Sunday there. I wanted her to pose for the picture. I just wanted to see that. Look at her digging in there. I mean, that's with force. There's some biceps. And we went to Little League last Saturday. They were at Walmart, and they're out there in the hot sun, and they're collecting money for the Jimmy Fund. See it? All donations go to the Jimmy Fund. Pretty good, huh? Yeah, it was a hot day. And there's our Junior Police Academy. I'll go to graduation tomorrow. It's the second of the. I'll go tomorrow. It's the second class, and it's quite an experience for these kids. And you know what? I think some of them will end up being police officers in the future. If not, they'll get a good experience of what it takes. And there's Skyline Engineers. They've been around a long time, and they seem to specialize in churches and steeples. And there they are. Every day they got to get ready, and that thing pushes them up 80, 90 feet in the air. And one day, they must have been trying to finish something because it was raining. And they just like, we're not coming down until we get this done. That's Pilgrim Church. We're lucky to have, I was in Lawrence today for a funeral, and we're lucky to have so many historic active churches in our downtown. All, not only churches, but historic buildings. So we did have to take some of the trees down, or all the trees down around the Veterans Center and the Senior Center. They were diseased and had to come down. They were just, we were cutting branch at a time off. And we'll take this, de-stump that area, the new sidewalks there, and that's what it's going to look like when it's done, after they re-landscape. So work is underway. And as I said, we left early last week so we could attend summer singing, and there's Nikki, and she's been with us now, I think 15, 19 years. The program is run by the Multi-Service Center, and then when they decided to dissolve, we just couldn't, we just couldn't let the program go. They used to practice it and rehearse at City Hall, and we thought, this is such a good program, and talked Nikki into running it some more. She said, no, I think I'm done, and we talked her into doing it, and here we are 19 years later, and she's still doing it. And the kids, it was a great performance. And the Rail Trail presentation at City Hall, that is the whole team that you see behind the table as well. There are attorneys and consultants and designers, MassDOT employees, Nikki Peters from Economic Development, and they did a great job. I answered all the questions. They've been working really hard and done a really good job. This is a very complex project. It's a multi-million-dollar project, and yeah, hats off. They did a great job. And I wonder if they got this. So this is our ribbon cutting at Keller Williams, and so see how we're lined up? Well, I guess they didn't put it in here. We'll have to do that next week. But there we are today. But like 10 or 12 years ago, we did another photo in their first location, and all of those people were standing all in the same spots. Isn't that kind of cool? We've aged a little, but there we are at Keller Williams Real Estate, and we thank them. They did a couple of great projects here in the city, and kind of like We Love You Foundation. They step up and help out. And then we went up to Pleasant Kennels, and immediately, it seems like as you climb the hills of the city, things seem, you get away from the urban, the sound, the noises, the fire engines, and just, urban noise, right? That I can't sleep without. And you get up there, and it's so quiet. So this is up on Pleasant Street. It's called Pleasant Kennels, and clean, clean, clean. I could live there. It's so clean. They have air conditioner for the pets.
Wow.
That they take care of. Air conditioning. Wow. I don't even have air conditioning. I didn't get air conditioning in my vehicle until I first bought, until like 2010 or something. I went without it. Didn't know any better. But anyway, they did a great job up there, and happy for them, and did the ribbon cutting, so we're happy. And it was a big day. There's our two movie stars in the front, Melissa and J-Lo, also known as Diana, Richard, and the guy in the back. Anybody know him?
I didn't see it.
See the mayor.
Huh? Oh, no, I didn't mean me. I
There he is back there.
So that's Chris Evans?
Yeah, isn't he
Captain
from
America.
Sudbury or something?
He is, and he's doing, I guess, a series here or something, and so they were filming at CNN Pizza, and they worked here all day, and we worked so well with Paramount Pictures. I mean, everybody had everybody's phone number. We called and text, and at the end, Matt, who's the sort of liaison between us and them, said they really had a good experience. Everything went like perfect, and they ran this thing right through downtown, and we never closed downtown. Occasionally, it was a shot; they had to close it down. But just so at the end of the night, when it started getting late, fans of his, not ours, well, maybe Melissa and Diana, but came out and thanked everybody and signed autographs and all that. So that was pretty cool. And I don't know who these people are. We Love You Foundation cleanup. There we are, all posing. And again, it was a hot day. And we had a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun just taking pictures.
Yes,
right?
We
joke and get around.
Do the videos.
That's right. I don't know how much of it made it in there. And there's some repairs to Pond Street where we're doing the sidewalks, doing them on West Street, doing them on Mary Mav. We'll be down on Whitney Street. Got a series of them. And then we want to do a second phase. Some of the stairs and sidewalks at some of the schools need to be redone. The bids have come in really high for the same thing we got done last year, so we'll probably be rebidding some of the projects, and we're going to actually have to spend more money on them as well. And how's the new restaurant coming along? People keep asking me, how's it coming along? They're getting, I'd say in a month or two, and this new restaurant downtown will be open. And this is right down the old Fenwick's. Some people know it as Fenwick's, some Plymouth Cafe. There are a bunch of names for this place, but it served its capacity in a number of different ways. It used to be a furniture store, and was the senior center, and then a youth center, and a bowling alley upstairs. But anyway, it's going to be a restaurant. They've done a beautiful job in there, so won't be long. And Summer Street renovations are coming along. My hat's off. I know one of the owners is from Leominster, and they've really tried really hard to try to hire local tradespeople, and hats off to them. And so they're going to be converting that into market rate apartments, which are so badly needed. At the Leominster Housing Authority, they tell me that the waiting list to get into one of their units, Ron, 1,000.
Wow.
Imagine that, 1,000.
Wow.
So housing is so badly needed, and market rate, which isn't high end or low end. It's just sort of market rate, and it'll all be brand new, and it's walkable. It's near the steps away from Carter Park, steps away from public transportation, and walkable to the downtown, to the library, to the mall. So we're excited about that. And Mill Street is looking good. New road, the repaving, the fence. We continue to run the fence a chunk at a time, but it really looks nice down there. And again, team effort on all these projects. Do we have a video back there, Ron? Can we check back there to see if there's
we're gonna play it.
You're gonna play a video?
Beautiful, beautiful, let's go. Se me dice que estaba fuerte. No escucho nada.
Más sencillo. Qué porquería, nos están ahí matándonos como un poco. Espérate, hay que meterle la pala por las raíces. You're gonna get some muscles today. No doubt about that.
One, two, three.
Isn't that the best? Huh? Isn't that the best?
Yeah, the 96 degrees.
96 degrees, hazy, hot, and humid, and they're all out there smiling away. But you know what? You got a lot done just handing things off a little at a time, pushing back brush. And I went down there the other day, and I'm like, you would need a bulldozer to do some of this work down here, large, heavy equipment. So thank you for, choosing us. We love having you coming back all the time. And, just like hometownies here, right?
I feel like we've become a part of the Leominster family. We've been
Yeah,
here since
that's what I'm saying.
2017,
You're like
so.
hometownies here, right?
Right.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for what you
for
do.
having us.
I wish you well. I'm jealous that I won't be able to be
next
there,
time.
but that's okay. That's all right. Sometimes things come up, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, that's right, that date. I have to save that date. That's an
Mhm.
important date.
Next
Anyway.
time.
Important day.
We'll have more in the future though.
Oh
More
yeah.
events.
And let us know. And you know what? As you have events, let us know, and we can put them on the show here. Just so that might be local or somewhere where somebody works, and they're like, you know what? I think I'll run down and sign up for that day and join up. And they give these beautiful shirts,
Yes.
which are Leominster blue, by the way.
Well, if they come to the walkathon, they'll get
They
their
get a shirt.
own specialized walkathon shirt. And it's
Really?
green.
And a water
Yes.
bottle.
And a water bottle.
And a
Because of the
visor.
water and a fan,
Fan.
actually.
Fan.
Yeah, we'll have the 17 SDG, I guess it's the
Circle, yeah.
circle that is like the emblem to represent the different
How cool.
sustainable development goals. So you'll get all of that a part of your registration if you come out. So definitely.
Well, I've never been so honored to be able to stand there in front of the Capitol, in front of 2,000
Yeah,
people,
it was big.
and
It's a
then
great picture.
and other people from all over the world, and stand on the stage and just be part of that. That was sort of as moving as it gets, right?
Right.
You're sitting there thinking, wow, this is big. This is
Yeah.
bigger than all of us, right? And if looking out, thinking, if we just all participated in some way and put aside. And I think the problem today, and I don't want to get political at all, and I won't, but think of how many more agendas there are today than maybe there used to be. Before there would be church and family and community and country, right? I mean, and I'm not saying in any particular order, but that's the way it used to be. And now there are like all kinds of agendas now. You know what I mean? There just are. And so it's hard to balance all those when that's what's great about this group is we put all those things aside. It's like, okay, here's the front door. As you walk through, you leave all those things aside. And that, I think, is what
That's
the
what
mystery.
makes We Love You unique.
Exactly. That, I think, is
That's
what
it.
makes it so special is, hey, everybody, just leave it over there, and we'll be fine. And once you take all that out, all the baggage is set aside. It's amazing. So there lies the solution, right?
Yeah.
You just got to have
With
these.
the mother's heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you know what? It's I think about it all the time. If you ever see like in court, they'll have something on TV. It'll be somebody that committed some, allegedly committed some like horrendous crime, and always who will be sitting in the courtroom was who?
The mom.
Mom.
Yep.
Every single time, it's
Yeah.
mom, right? No matter what it is, and that says something, and that's all the way through life, right?
Any culture. Yeah.
It's just natural, no matter what. Even the best and the worst things, and mom's there, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
That's awesome.
That's
So, speaking of moms, it's going to be my mother's 90th birthday.
Wow.
yeah.
Can we give
She's
her-
really 60.
Can we give your mama "We Love You"?
That's what I was hoping.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We love you. We love you. We love you.
See, she's sitting home right
That was
now.
mom.
Shopper's attack. She'll probably want royalty rights or something associated with this. Shopper's anything. Does a puzzle every day.
Wow.
I can't do a puzzle. I don't have the patience, 2, the time, and she's just sitting there winging them up. If I catch her at the table with like the dictionary, I'm like, you're cheating. You're cheating. I know you are. No. I was just making sure I have the correct spelling. Right?
Going to be 90?
90.
Wow.
She still works at my store downtown. She
Amazing.
she drives, she cooks,
Wow.
she shops, remembers amazing things.
Wow.
I don't know. That's quite a thing, huh? Isn't that amazing?
Great.
And I keep forgetting that, like, she's not. I keep thinking like 70 maybe, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, but I'm getting close to that. So she's got to be older than that. And then I started doing the math, and I'm like, and I started thinking that it was unusual for a woman to have kids so late. And so I was doing the math, and I'm like, let's see, my mother's 90, I'm 60. I'm like, that was right at the time
Yeah.
to have kids late like that. So, Ma, thanks for not giving up. You know what I mean? Because, right? Because I wouldn't be here. And at the time, if you didn't have kids at 20, 22, today it's not.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon at all. I mean, there are people that have kids in their 40s, and it's not a
Right.
problem at all. But man, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's a
very
good thing they didn't
very
quit.
good.
You know what I mean?
Maybe next time you guys can come together to the walkathon and let her see some of the sites.
Yeah.
You know, get to
Is
maybe
she-
not walk around, but we can
she's
get her a
got-
cart.
She's up at 6 in the morning, lady.
Oh,
Imagine
nice.
that. She's up at 6 and then go there 11 at night. She's still up. She beats me at arm wrestling. It's incredible.
And she should always be here.
No, you always watch.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with more Inside Leominster.
March 13th, 2019. Cyclone Idai slammed Mozambique. The rapid rise of the Earth's temperature is causing storms like Idai to become more frequent and more powerful. Idai took hundreds of lives, animals' habitats swept away. Flooding over roads and bridges resembled an inland ocean. the country's harvest, a critical source of income and food, is gone. Families who lost their homes, belongings, and memories are now finding refuge in overcrowded buildings without water. And some are forced to live under highway bridges. Despite waterborne diseases, people are left to take care of themselves and their children by drinking the floodwater and eating the fish floating in it. Even the second largest city in Mozambique sustained 90% damage with only a limited supply of safe water and electricity. How do you rebuild a city from scratch? Where do we start? Climate disasters are becoming more rampant in this day and age. World leaders even established the 17 Sustainable Development Goals in an effort to save our planet and our global neighbors. So this summer, We Love You is setting out a call to action to help those in Mozambique and other nations suffering from climate disasters by launching the Aim for the Goals campaign at the 23rd New Life Family Walkathon on Sunday, July 28th at Liberty State Park in Jersey City, New Jersey. This year's walkathon is one out of many We Love You walkathons happening around the world to fundraise for Mozambique emergency relief efforts. Take meaningful steps for Mozambique and register today for the 23rd New Life Family Walkathon. Join us on July 28th at Liberty State Park in Jersey City, New Jersey. For details and to register, visit weloveyouusa.org. Together, let's aim for the goals.
And we're back here at Inside Leominster. You can always go to the website. If you can't make it, it's in New Jersey, but you'd like to help them out, go to the website. They'll take any amount, and it all adds up, as you see. One stick at a time, hand it down, cleans up that area. One person at a time, it makes a huge difference. Thank you for watching Inside Leominster, and I'll update you. We didn't have time last week, but wanted to update you on projects so that you'll be the first. That's why I tell people, you got to watch your show because you get a chance to find out things that nobody else knows, and you can like go to the coffee shop or an event, sort of sit up straight and say, "Oh, no, that's not what's going on. I know right from the source. This is what's happening." So the Rail Trail had its public hearing the other night. FEMA reimbursement for the March 2018. I know you don't want to think about this, but the March 2018 snowstorm was approved, and we're getting $177,000 back to the DPW. I want to thank the DPW, Dolores, Wendy, Dolores at the DPW, who worked so hard to make sure the money was refunded to the city. $75,000 awarded through the State Department of Public Safety for new doors at Northwest and Fallbrook schools, as well as security upgrades to all offices at Central Office. And again, Wendy Weeks and team. Any day now, we're expecting an announcement of the next $400,000 in Complete Streets funds. This will cover the cost of the remainder of the handicap ramps downtown, sidewalks downtown, and upgrades to Depot Square. And you know, a lot of our handicap accessible ramps were built 30, 40 years ago, and they have the wrong grades, or they settled, cracked, and so we're really spending a lot of time so that we can make all of our streets, but in particular the areas that are most used, accessible to all. Moving forward with our MVP award from the state, that's $25,000 to create our priority plan for climate change projects. Small bridge program, replacement program was awarded today for the for Litchfield Street project. It was a $500,000 grant for the state and $250,000 match from the city. The governor, lieutenant governor, approved new liabilities to assets program this week. This is our partnership program with Newview and Fitchburg. Athol, Clinton, and Gardner. Newview takes abandoned homes and rehabs them. Then they put them back on the markets through the Affordable Housing Trust. And it's a great program. And it takes houses that have been abandoned, and they have a process where they can expedite ownership, get them into the hands of this of Newview, that's a nonprofit, and get them fixed up and get them sold to people that need some affordable housing. Awarded $25,000, the city was, through the Attorney General's office for building block software, which will allow us to collaborate between offices more efficiently. For example, if the fire department has an issue with a home and the health department will be able to see those issues through an internal database. Police update, Lincoln School underground storage tank has been removed. This is for the new police Department building project. Building demo bids were finalized today. So now they'll get in there and start tearing down the Lincoln School, the old Witten Real Estate Insurance Company, and then there's a 3-family house that we've purchased that'll be coming down, and then the building that was the former Miles Kedex will all be coming down. The City Council, thank you for approving a $3,000 loan order that's going to pay for the first phase of the project, which is to hire a project manager, which we did. The project manager will work with us to get those buildings demoed, and then the project manager will help us to hire and select an architect. And we have a full committee that works with them as well. And then the Mechanic Street Phase 1 was just completed at the park on Mechanic and Laurel. Phase 2 will start this fall with another $400,000 grant from the state. Safe Routes to Schools is continuing to go through the process. We estimate $1 million coming to the Drake school area for sidewalks and safety. And hazard mitigation grants, one of the most challenging grants to apply for, but our ACE grant administrator, Wendy Weeks, has been submitted a $1 million appropriation and request to repair the problem by the connector. So if you have a look, if you're coming off the highway and you look to the right of the connector, you will see that when you get down to where the mall sign is and the flagpost, look to the right, you'll see what's happened is that the river, because of these extreme weather patterns, it's beginning to eat into the edges, and it's moving closer and closer to the street. And so the erosion is just, trees are caving into the river. And eventually it could be 5 or 10 years, but eventually that's going to reach the roadway. So we took efforts some time ago to hire an engineer to help us with that. And we're going to be applying to the Army Corps of Engineers for a $1 million grant. We're almost out of time here, are we? Summer band concert at Carter Park continues. Next week, July 30th, is the Colonial Band Favorites. And remember, if for some reason there's bad weather, just go over to City Hall, and that's where it takes place. So July 30th, Carl, is the Colonial Band Favorites. August 6th is Tributes. August 13th is the season finale. So that's what's happening, Carl. It's just about out of time here at Inside Leominster. Plenty of things going on. The rec department, our splash parks are open, our pool is open, and they're clean, and everything's ready to go. And a number of programs at the library, Boys and Girls Club, and schools and recreation department. So check all of those important websites. So I guess we didn't do this, but we have a little citation to give to the We Love You Foundation. And I will just say this is a proclamation for myself, and I'll be handing it to them and thanking them basically for what they do, thanking the foundation, and also thanking them for all the work that they've done here at all our city events. We're going to wrap it up now. Thank you for watching Inside Leominster. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You got to show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com.